Hello everybody, it's your boy N here. I'm coming at you guys with another YouTube video, and like the title says, this is the best weapon in Warframe. So that weapon, my friends, is the Dual Toxocyst, and let's get right on into the config. So first of all, let's go over the Incarnon path. Now this is made to just completely shred steel path and absolutely everything else. Level cap with this weapon is very easily possible, and you can definitely take this weapon up to level cap without a single issue. So let's get on into this. First of all, for the Incarnon evolution, Incarnon number 1, we're going to have the Incarnon form, of course. Now for the evolution number 2, we are going to increase damage by 60%, plus 33% per status type affecting the target. For evolution number 3, we're going to decrease the recoil, so minus 50% recoil, and for the last evolution, we are going to increase crit chance by 20%. Now, that's the evolution path out of the way. Let's get on into the absolute godly build for this weapon. So people, let's get right on into this. For the first mod, Prime Target Cracker for crit damage, I'm doing this again for the Grenier, so Primed Expel Grenier. Lethal Torrent for multi-shot and some fire rate. Convulsion, because we're going to run electricity on this. Galvanized Shot, because more status on kill and more direct damage. Creeping Bullseye, in case you don't have a Riven. If you don't have a Riven, run a Creeping Bullseye. Plus 200% crit chance, minus 20% fire rate. Galvanized Diffusion, for more multi-shot, of course. And Anemic Agility for more fire rate to counter all that back. Minus 15% damage is very fine. Does not make a difference to this weapon. And for the Exile slot, we are going to run Reflex Draw to get rid of all of that recoil, and to add spread when we use the Incarnon form, which is one of the most important things. Now for the Arcane, this is the most important bit about the config. You can skip out on a mod or two, but you cannot skip out on secondary encumber. To 24% chance to trigger a random status effect. This is the most important bit of all of this configuration. Now having secondary encumber basically means that you're going to be proccing absolutely everything with high fire rate, and that's eventually going to kill every enemy. So having secondary encumber technically makes it so that you can take any weapon up to whatever level you want. Now obviously over here I've got a Riven mod for the Dual Toxocyst, which is extra multi-shot, extra crit damage, crit chance, and minusing the fire rate further. So that is basically exactly what Creeping Bullseye does, so I'm going to replace it with that. Now, like I said, if you don't have a Ribbon, Creeping Bullseye is going to give you more or less the same effect. As you can see from the stats over here, you get more crit chance, but a little bit less on the crit multiplier, which only means that it's just going to be a little bit slower in terms of killing enemies, but in actual practicality, it's not going to make a difference at all. You know, over the long run, you're using this, and you're going to get a good kick regardless. One more thing that I wanted to quickly suggest people is, if you are running this on a config, I would also recommend Arcane Velocity for extra fire rate with pistols, and it'll just make you shoot a lot faster with the Dual Toxocyst and make this overall a lot easier. So people, I'm going to head on into the Simulacrum, so let's get right on into that, and I will show you what this can do. Okay, so people, we are now in the Simulacrum. So I'm going to show you the Dual Toxocyst in all of its glory. Now, like I said, it's got the Arcane Velocity on it. So after you get one headshot, you're basically going to proc a massive kick in the fire rate. So let me show you what this thing does once it's incarnately charged. So as you guys can see here, we are just ripping through level 195 XMI like it's absolutely nothing. So guys, that was just Incarnon on its own. That's not even including, like, let's say for example, an Eclipse buff or anything else like that. This is what this config does just straight up on its own. 2 headshots to get the Incarnon back, and here you see we're all kicking, basically ripping apart all these enemies like they are butter. Now, I'm going to trigger Eclipse with 638% damage increase, and as you can see, these enemies just do not stand a chance. and because this has got that lovely reflex draw, you can see how this is just spreading, chaining and ripping everything apart so fast. It's not even funny. The enemies truly stand no chance, and these XMI are very annoying, I'll be honest with you. But you know, as you can see, this really just violates every enemy in this game without a problem. So now I'm going to do the lovely thing called going into Steel Path and showing you what this does up against the poor enemies in Steel Path, who I can tell you are already not going to stand a single chance up against this pistol. So let's get on into that. So as you guys can see, the Toxocyst just basically rips the room apart. It's so fun and so scuffed. This weapon truly just rips everything apart, no problems. It's, like I said, a monster. Okay, so people, Acolyte spawning in. Where is the Acolyte? The Acolyte's here. Now the Acolyte is very much not here. Acolyte got absolutely shredded, and shredded is even an understatement. Bro stood absolutely no chance, and that just goes to show you how truly scuffed and broken the Dual Toxocyst is. For a secondary weapon, basically bullying the Acolyte like that, it's pretty fun. Okay, so people, 2.5 hours later, we are now at level cap. As you guys can see, the enemies are level 9,999. So Acolyte is spawning in, so let's just get ahead on the Acolyte. As you can see, even with level cap enemies, the Acolyte still gets absolutely shredded by the Dual Toxocyst like there is no tomorrow. And going further on ahead and just giving you a little bit more detail about this weapon, the Dual Toxocyst is very capable. Despite the level, it still does not falter at all. As I said, this build is designed for level cap. One quick thing I did want to throw out there is that I have changed the mod Expel Grenier over to Expel Corpus, because I am up against Corpus, as you guys can see. Had I left it as Grenier, it still would have been doing as much damage, but as you can see, this Incarnon form is absolutely devastating these enemies. It does not matter about their rank, it does not matter about anything. The fact that my Wisp is still up and kicking at level 9,999, and as you can see, still absolutely ripping these enemies apart with no problems, just goes to show you how scuffed and how insanely broken all these Incarnon weapons can be, and how crazy this Dual Toxocyst specifically is. So that's been this video on the Dual Toxocyst, guys. I do hope you have enjoyed. If you did, please do drop a like, and please let me know if you need any help in the comments. Any criticism or anything like that, any ways you would make this build better, please do let me know in the comments. But anyway, guys, that's been this video. I do hope you've enjoyed. Please do drop a like, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.